I'll let this Hey, how this phone is, man. So, hey, how this phone is, how you got to charge it from the bottom. You might have to hold it. You gonna make the coffee?
You want it now?
Yeah. You don't mind? You wanted you wanted Joe stuff, then you, right now. That's garbage, I mean. That's garbage. That's garbage. Dang, I forgot to
Give me my shoes up.
That's garbage.
My shoes.
Who, me? Huh?
Give my shoes. I got 2 feet. 2 feet. Then again, I was working at a plant. Said that.
Dang, I forgot to connect it to the right internet, man. This joint tripping sometimes. Let me see what this connected to. Uh, so, you about to pour some water in there?
You want to drink this coffee?
Huh?
Want to drink tap water with your coffee?
No, I didn't know you was putting water in there. It's- I thought you was gonna do it with the ice cream. No, I'm just saying, why do you gotta boil the water if it's gonna be with the ice cream? I don't think you get what I'm saying. There's no point of doing that. You're just mixing coffee with the water. You know what I'm saying? There's no point of doing that. Huh? Oh, excuse me. Zamir. Zamir. Come say hi. Come say hi. Hi. Say hi. Come say hi to the camera. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hurry up. Hurry up. Say hi. Hi. Bye. Say hello. Say hey. Come here. Come here. Bye. Bye. Say what's your name? Say my. Say my. Say my. Say mumbo. Now you want to ask y'all? Come on, let's pray. Let's pray. Zamir.
He need his phone.
He need his what?
Bye. Bye.
Bye. How you pray? Show him how you pray. How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Yeah.
You need a haircut. Haircut. So yeah, man, I'm about to go in a minute. Hater. I'm about to go in a minute, man. Starting something new, man. Trying to do. I'm really letting my phone charge right quick, man, before I go in for a minute.
You have on the charger and not on the charger.
Well, yeah, I have it on the charger, but you can't shit it up right when it's on. You charge from the bottom.
You don't want to do the landscape?
The what?
Landscape.
Landscape. From the side? I don't know nothing about none of that, man.
Is it a square?
Oh, yeah, let me see. No, let me see something. I should. I be trying to go live from the computer, man. This computer be tripping. I don't know why. Gotta get a new computer or something.
I don't think it's compatible for the apps. You have to look for certain Windows apps.
Let me see what all these buttons is on here, man. They got a green screens on here. I just started editing my own videos. Look, they got the green screen on that thing. Now, how I take it off? No. But yeah, man, letting the phone charge for a little second. Y'all don't laugh at my bald head. What you doing? I got some stuff. I had posted a video of what's that place called? With the Jamaican brother. He got a herbal spot. Can you hand me that stuff in the refrigerator right there? That botana, whatever. What it's called? Yeah, if it work, it work. If it don't, man, it is what it is. Yeah, they got the Botana, the Dr. Sebi joint. But yeah, so this supposed to help your hair. Man, you keep pulling like you want to get on the camera or something. Say it, show me your teeth. Say cheese. Look in the camera. Say cheese. Say hello. Yeah, man, he want to be all in the camera. Yeah, but I had some black seed oil. These kids done broke it, man. They broke the bottle. But yeah, man, I'm kind of tired, so I'm gonna get a little bit of coffee up in me to do my business up in here, right quick. I really don't even be liking to go live, but I think I did a total of about 3 lives. I usually do it early in the morning over here, but right now it's evening over here, so I be going to sleep early nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody be up around the time that I'm, getting my little nap in there. But yeah, man, I got the daddy pack right here, the daddy fanny pack. Brothers don't be wanting to wear this type of stuff. I just got back from the store, but this is very convenient. Really got to get another one. I be doing all type of stuff I would never do. What I thought I would never do. You wearing the sandals? Remember people used to clown me for the thong sandals. Hey man, when you get brothers, got to start living their age, man. Being like their age, like a lot of stuff I wouldn't have probably did when I was younger, but as I get older, man, it's hey man, it is what it is. You got to be comfortable, man. Hey, for real, man. Even when I was in America, I used to be telling people like, man, I don't care about none of that stuff no more, man. I'm 37 years old now, man. What I look like trying to keep up? What I look like trying to keep up with somebody? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me put this right here, huh?
Unplug the TV.
Unplug it.
I need that extender so I can learn this. No, you know what?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I got you.
We got like 3 other extension
I'm
things.
gonna go back there because it's gonna make a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. We got yeah, so I got the granddaddy fanny pack. You know what I'm saying? When you get older, you start to lose stuff. You gotta keep it right on deck. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff, even the knockoff stuff, right? People don't like to wear knockoffs in America. It's like a sin to wear knockoffs. Over here in Africa, man, that's a normal activity, man. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, brothers be having all that stuff. But I buy it here because it's cheap off the street, and I'm not buying it because it say Gucci. I'm just buying it. It might just look good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might buy it just because it look good. Hey, come here, boy. Come here. But yeah, we gonna go in about 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes. We gonna go in, man. Five minutes. We had somebody up here. They probably looking like, man. Oh, tired, really tired. It's about 9 o'clock over here. You heard from him. Yeah, it's about to be 10 o'clock, man. Yeah, but we gonna go in, man. What I'm gonna go into today is leaving America, aka Babylon, to Africa. Let y'all know my journey, what led me up to wanting to do it, the challenge, the transition of doing it, and what it brought me to today, what I've learned, things like that. Quran, you too loud, man. But yeah, the challenge of everything, and what I learned, the goods, the bads, the ups, the downs, so forth and so forth. I'm not. Of course, I call this channel Pilgrims in the Earth. I'm not. I didn't make this channel to drive people to it so I can get paid off people. If the Most High bless a situation, so be it. But I'm not. My whole purpose, I believe, is to be an example to those who trying to leave America. Because as you know, that I believe it's biblical that we supposed to leave America. Same way we left Egypt. Of course, it won't be a man guiding us out of Egypt. But yeah, there will be he-goats before the flock. As you read in Jeremiah 50, I believe, he goes before the flock. I believe I was called to be a he-goat. I never had fear of actually leaving. So I believe my life is a testimony for people who want to leave, or an example for people who want to leave. And yeah, I'll be breaking that down today, most high willing. But yeah, man, it's Pilgrims in the Earth, man. Pilgrims in the Earth. Get some good coffee up in here, and we gonna rock, man. We gonna rock. But man, as you know, man, if you've been watching Thank you. Appreciate you. If you've been watching the channel,
I ain't trying to be a boy.
you put some hazelnut in here or something? You said you ain't trying to be up all night. It tastes different. But thank you.
Tastes like hazelnut?
Yeah, it went. But yeah, man. If you've been watching my channel, right, or if you're new to it or whatever, whoever this run across, if it run across nobody, whatever, I'm still speaking. You know what I'm saying? Some videos hit, some videos don't. You know what I'm saying? If it be the Most High's will, let this fall on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, yeah, I've been dropping content. More so my transition from leaving America to Africa. Quran, Azariah, either y'all gonna have to be quiet or y'all gonna have to go in that back room, man. For real.
Oh no.
Why you say that?
Because they be messing up stuff.
Well, hey, real.
Now what is that?
Y'all be a mouth.
Say hey. Say hello. What's your name?
Azariah.
Azariah. You a big boy?
Yeah.
What? Say hello, hello.
Hello.
Y'all be quiet now, okay? That's coffee. You have no coffee. You already wild already. Quran, you want to say hey?
Yeah.
Well, shout out your channel.
Hi.
You got a YouTube channel,
Well, you
right?
can't be shy like that. Shout out to your YouTube channel.
What's your YouTube channel called?
Ron World.
Ryan World. Alright. Yeah, man, you gotta drop some more videos. Alright, man. What's up? Trying to get my stuff. But yeah, man, I've been dropping all type of content for the last 3-4 years. I haven't been consistently until probably like 8 months ago. I didn't get no excuse. I just said I haven't been consistent. And the excuse would be why I haven't been consistent. But yeah, man, it's been a wild journey these last 4 years, man. What are y'all doing?
I'm trying to help Azariah find a toy that I was playing with.
Go, man. Go. Use whatever y'all got.
I got way too many toys.
Yeah, man, these kids, man, y'all don't know, boys don't stop, man. They don't stop. They continuously loud. They play. And that's their nature. I understand it. But not today, man. Need a break. Girls are louder. Where you get that from? What did you put in here?
Coffee. It's stronger.
I'm not saying it's stronger. It got like a nutty taste to it. But yeah.
That's a different ice cream.
Yeah, man. So we started off, right? I think one of my first videos was an interview with a young lady named Fatima down in Mbeya, Tanzania. Mbeya is a big rural area, a big rural place, but it does have cities there. But yeah, she was a nice young lady. She actually was she was very willing to do the interview. We had sat down and ate with her, you know. Hey, I told y'all to go in the room. But yeah, man, we ended up doing the interview and it turned out quite well. It was my first time ever doing it. It was very, very good. I wish I could have did more. I actually did do a second interview. Actually, I think it was 3 parts. I had ended up talking to her about marriage and so very nice young lady though. But yeah, that was our first time coming. What's interesting about it is Well, let's go back. Let's go back a little bit, right? I don't want to jump too ahead. What made us finally come to what made us come to Africa? Let's start off there. Let me speak for myself. Number one. So me, I've always been like the black sheep or the wild card. You know what I'm saying? Um, Whether it was in my family, friendships, group of friends, or whatever. Um, and I've always been a lone soldier, to be honest with you. Quran, what I just tell you, man? No, I said the background. Cause y'all too loud. Yeah,
Bring all the toys in that room.
I've always been a lone soldier, man. I've always kind of questioned everything. Um, in a good way though, in a good way, you know. But I don't have no problem with, you know, rolling with the pack or whatever. But if something ain't right, or I'm attentive to what truth is, and you know, I like to learn. You get what I'm saying? But once I grow, I like to expand. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with getting up and going somewhere. So of course, I was a part of an organization, an Israelite organization, a Christian Israelite organization. You know, I learned a lot, man. All praises to the Most High for bringing me to that organization. Taught me a whole lot, a whole lot. I met some beautiful, righteous people in there. You know what I'm saying? From elders to, you know, people. I did security in there. It was a wonderful experience. And there's much love to this day to that organization. You know, even though we probably had small differences, I don't think it's worth, you know, me getting online and talking bad about somebody that I separated from. But man, it's much love to them. I learned a lot. I've always been into the Bible all my life. I told y'all to go in the room. I've always been into the Bible all my life. Not like, oh, I'm a Bible person and I follow the Bible. What I'm saying is I've always had an interest, or I've always had a zeal of wanting to know who God was. You know what I'm saying? I would say for the most part. I used to go to juvenile when I was young. I used to get into a lot of trouble when I was young. Back and forth out of juvenile. I remember they used to have the little skinny Bibles because they didn't have the Old Testament in them. They only had the New Testament. So I would always try to read Revelations, but I could never understand it. But what piqued my interest about Revelations is, you know, prophecy. You know, I had a best friend or a close friend of mine. His mom used to always tell me about Revelation. I need you to turn that light off. But yeah, he used to tell me about Revelations. Let me bring it a little closer. Show a little up close and personal. But yeah, man, I had a friend. His mom used to be like real, like spiritual, right? And yeah, we used to sit up at night, man, and talk about Revelations and the market of beasts, you know, all that stuff, man. I was so interested in it. I remember watching. I remember watching. I remember watching a series Left Behind. You ever seen Left Behind? So this was like a Christian, like movie series kind of thing where it was kind of playing off of Revelations of the mark of the beast and all that. Of course, it wasn't biblically correct as far as, you know, scriptural every piece of it, but you know how, you know, the Christians do. Yeah, so you know, it started showing like the rapture, people disappearing and, you know, stuff. I was very into that though. When I was young, this is what kind of opened my eyes to it though. I was probably very young, elementary school days. But yeah, my auntie, my uncle, I used to watch. I seen it at their house, so that's kind of what piqued my interest early, leading up to my close friend's mother. used to always talk about that type of stuff. You know, the end days. The end days always piqued my interest because I used to kind of have a lot of prophetic dreams. Yeah, I talk about it, you know, with my wife all the time. I used to have very prophetic dreams. I'm talking about nightmares. I would wake up crying. The world ending, planes falling, people panicking. Real talk, all my life. I remember being in Job Corps in Cleveland, um, Cleveland, Ohio. Of course, I'm from Michigan, but I remember being in Job Corps, and I was telling people this, right? And I seen a brother. He got overly excited, like, "Oh, you had a dream?" It's like, man, I'm hollering at you. So we and him started building after that, and I was young, you know, probably like 19, 20 maybe, in Job Corps. But yeah, man, he used to tell me all this stuff about Project Bluebeam. I think he put me on to like Alex Jones and all that, man. I was deep into that stuff, man. Once I start connecting dots, I was head first into it. But yeah, man, the first thing that really got me into a lot of stuff was of course, the Illuminati. A lot of people was into the Illuminati. What they say, conspiracies and things like that. um, I forgot, man. All this stuff is every time I get online, I start forgetting about what I was about to say. But I forgot that thing. In California, they got this place called Something World, where all the leaders of the world meet and they do so-called sacrifices and stuff like that. I don't want to get too explicit, but anyway, yeah, man, the brother for his age at that time, he had a lot of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So what a lot of people was talking about, we was on something different. But yeah, he used to tell me about Project Bluebeam, about how the government one day is gonna fake like an alien invasion. Um, yeah, man, that piqued my interest very early. So I always had an interest in the Bible. I could never connect the dots with the Bible though, because of course with the Bible we always hear from a religious standpoint. You know, the Bible is more than just religion. It's it's spiritual. It's history. You know what I'm saying? It's culture. It's everything. And I think some people, from a lot of the Christian standpoint, they stick to the religious part of it. A lot of Israelites they stick to the culture part of it. A lot of people just pick parts of it and they don't deal with the whole totality of it. Um, of course, the Bible is my foundation. Never sway from it, but I can speak to many demographics, might I say. But anyway, but yeah, man, that's what opened me up early, man. Early on, I was into Alex Jones. We was talking about all the globalists and all this. And gay frogs and man, but it was the only thing that was kind of making sense for me. I knew something wasn't right with this world, and I remember 9/11. They was David Icke, I believe his name. They was exposing 9/11 as false government, false flags, things like that. Man, I started getting into that stuff real heavy. False flag shootings, Sandy Hook, all that stuff. I remember I had you in, what's the name in the living room that time. I think me and her probably had met a little while, and I had her watching one of the episodes with my homeboy. Me and my homeboy smoking. This one was smoking weed, and they just looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, man, just listen, y'all. Don't even act, just listen. He's sitting there looking at me crazy, and they looking like, what is he on?
I was looking like, where did this side of you came from? Because I never seen that side of you. So like,
that's because you was,
where is this coming from?
you wasn't. Cause you can't. It's like you can't give everybody that side to you automatically. Some people just ain't worth the deepness of the conversation.
I still have Christianity mindset. So I
Yeah.
wasn't there yet.
Yeah, so I always been like balancing or swaying back and forth with the things I was dealing with in the world and this side of me or this purpose that I always wanted to learn about what's really going on in the world, right? So fast forward, man. I was always online searching for truth. What is this stuff on the floor, man? But yeah, man, I was always online searching for truth, man. Actually, I used to work in a factory, man. Like listening to videos all day, that was my thing. Alex Jones, everything. But I ran across a video of the organization, right, brother, the leader or the elder of this organization. Um, and I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want, and I'm not saying it because I got problems with them. I just don't. I don't know. I don't want to put nobody's name out there. But yeah, if you know me, you know anyway. But yeah, I still speak highly of them. But yeah, man, they were making a lot of things connect. You know what I'm saying? As far as how this world is and connecting it with the Bible. So it was kind of like a Alex Jones mixed with uh mixed with Bible teaching. You get what I'm saying? Like it was a way of me understanding the Bible like I never heard before. And it made it make sense. And not only did it make sense, it made it interesting for me. To the point where I would be in a room for hours, man. I would be in there for hours studying the Bible, you know, off the bat, because I never been like a consistent church goer, but it was a part of me that wanted to, connect with church, but I just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was in juvenile days, I used to go to the little church in there. But I couldn't connect. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't giving me answers. But yeah, listening to this guy, the leader of that church, it opened my eyes up, man. And I've never heard people break revelations down to the degree that he was breaking it down. I'm talking about. I was so interested. I would study it from front to back. But and a lot of stuff that they taught back then, there were some certain like kind of I don't know about that one. So I believe the majority of stuff that they were teaching was true, but there are certain things that, I think that as time progresses, you learn, you take some and you leave some, behind. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's what comes with everything. But yeah, man, so learning about Revelation, what you say? Learning about Revelations. Can I see your phone or what other phone at? Because I want to grab something like this. So yeah, man, I ain't even planning this out, man. I'm just a lot talking, right? But we gonna do this, right? So I'm gonna read this real quick, right? This is what really took me back about Revelations and what really kind of opened my spirit up to like, wow, it like activated something in me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always moved around when I was younger, right? And I'm not trying to go off topic. I'm gonna bring it all together real soon, right? But yeah, through this organization, it kind of made me very very aggressive in my approach as far as this is the truth and everybody around me has to hear it. And I used to put it out there. I don't care if you was the mailman, if you was the you say, yeah, I'm very jealous. That's what I say. You was the mailman, you the garbage truck man, you the person I seen at the store. I was giving you what I know as truth. You know what I'm saying? And I was warning people when I found this truth out of America eventually one day is gonna fall. Um, as you know, if you know the Bible, they're empires. You know, there's empires throughout the Old Testament leading up unto the New. You know, but America, of course, is not. There's no America in the Bible, of course. But America, which we believe is that small horn or the daughter of Babylon or mystery Babylon, it prophesizes a fall. So when you read Revelation 17 and 18, I'm gonna stick to 18 for right now. It tells you, uh, and I read this on this channel before, so I'm not gonna go too deep, but it tell you, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues." So of course, at that time, getting baptized within this church, congregating with the people, building relationships, fellowshipping with the people. I was a part of that organization for at least 5 years. Children playing with other people's children, my wives with their wives. You know, it's family, and it still is family. Even if I don't see them to this day, it's still family. You know, even if I have disagreements with anybody, I don't never look at it like, we ain't cool no more or anything like that. But yeah, man. So yeah, once I learned this right here, I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then I started to go to Jeremiah 50, 51. Matter of fact, let me go there right quick, right? I don't want this to be a Bible thing. I'm bringing y'all up to what led us to want to eventually leave America. All right. Da, 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 da. I need your phone right quick. Um, you say what? I'm looking for I just read it the other day too. But yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and go to what so but yeah, so verse 3, Jeremiah 50 and 3. Um not 3. I think it's in 51. What's crazy is I just read this not even a day ago, but I'm kind of tired. Bear with me. Uh, verse 6, 51 and 6, right? Jeremiah 51 and 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. So it goes into the iniquity, which is sin, things that is against God. It goes into the things that this country, America, well, I think is America, but Babylon. Of course, this is not ancient Babylon because when you go into it, it talks about the daughter of Babylon or mystery Babylon. So these sins that this country or empire will perpetrate would begin to influence the rest of the world. And this empire sins will start to reach into the heavens, so it will have a judgment on this place to be destroyed. So again, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. But yeah, man, when you go into, I suggest you read Jeremiah 50, 51. Revelations 17, 18. I suggest you read the whole Bible, but specifically on this topic, why we left America, aka Babylon, to Africa. Hey, don't start that. But so once I read these things, man, I was like, that's exactly what the Most High been showing me all my life. Um, I used to have the most vivid dreams, man, of being on the move, things collapsing, like I say, planes falling, think everybody panicking, just everything is just going crazy. So with this organization, I always talked about, man, we got to get up out of, everybody in that organization agreed that, that was a part of our actual doctrine was, we got to get up out of Babylon, get up out of America. We're going to have to leave. So me and my wife, we always saved up money, like, man, we gonna get up out of here. I used to talk about it at work all the time. I probably told about 1,000 people. I ain't gonna say 1,000, maybe 500, 600 people. America's falling, and we got to get up out of here. Um, yeah, at work, and it used to intimidate people. Um, and for good reason because you trying to just do your job, and you come see me working with my headphones on, probably listening to 1,000 Flee Babylon videos. You like, hey man, what's up? What's going on? Hey man, we got to get out of America. That's all I was talking about. I remember a brother named Parlo, Muslim brother, real good brother. He used to work out, fitness trainer brother. We used to always debate, But anybody that know anybody, these Israelite young brothers who come into the understanding of who they are, they become very puffed up in a debate kind of spirit. So me and him used to always debate. That's how I was, not him, but I was very puffed up by getting a lot of knowledge at that time. So me and him would debate about Muslim, Islam, the Bible. He used to say his stuff about the Bible. I used to say my stuff about the Quran. But but yeah, I used to tell him, man, we going to Africa one day. He used to be like, how you gonna make money? How you gonna take care of yourself? He was like, man, I don't know. I just know I'm gonna just be a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a teacher or something. I didn't even know back then. And now, lo and behold, I'm in the motherland. I'm on the continent as a teacher. That's how how I make money. Part of how I make money is teaching English online. So yeah, that's crazy in itself. But yeah, man. I made plans to actually leave America. You know what I'm saying? So every time that we would try to save up, something would always happen. I remember we only probably got up to about $600, and every time, boom, this happened, car messed up, this, could never do nothing. Plus, also, I have a good heart, so I will always try to help people. So I can never save up for it. But the one thing that kind of made it happen or made me see and say that it's time to go was probably for a lot of people was the pandemic. What was that? 2019, right? 2019, when the pandemic first happened, when the world locked down. Of course, we didn't leave until 2020. But yeah, the pandemic had happened. The world, I mean, actually not the world, but specifically America was on lockdown. You couldn't leave. And knowing what I know, I'm like, dang, we should have been left. You know what I'm saying? Panicking, not panicking, but like, dang, we should have been left, buying type of weaponry, and what I'm saying, preparing for whatever's to come at that time. What I thought was gonna happen. What was your mindset when all that stuff was going on? You were scared?
I wasn't scared, but I was just like, like, what's the next step? Like,
She was scared.
At that time.
She was scared.
I was not scared.
What
I've been trying to prepare us so many times, so it's just like, all right.
You know what I noticed with a lot of women? they don't even really be believing what they husband or what they man believe. They just kind of just following along. You know what I'm saying? So
Is that what you're trying
I'm
to
not
say?
saying that's you, but I'm saying like, did you even believe like, all that back then? Leaving America, all that. What was going on? Did
Well,
you
I was
believe?
seeing it in the scripture too. Like you was breaking out stuff in scripture, so it was like, okay, so this at some point is gonna come to pass.
But the only way it can resonate to you in scripture if you see it in plain view in real life. So when you see it in scripture, you're like, oh wow, this is really going on. This is really going on. That's in this book. This book got some type of clarity or validity because I can see it in my real life. So that's what I'm saying. Did you connect with it? That's what I was saying. Or did you
Yeah, I
really
mean, I
believe it?
had to see it for myself for me to believe it. I did not just seeing like or hearing you. I had to believe it for myself to even follow you to believe it me. So I had to have some type of belief.
So I met her. She was in a Christian church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of people that go to church down, they're not. They just it's traditional. It's not really it's not really something. Most of the night, I would say probably 80% of people that go to the Christian church don't read the Bible. Especially today, they don't read the Bible at all. Yeah, they don't read the Bible.
They blow themselves a little.
Yeah, they know the songs, but they don't know. They know songs. They can recite them songs. But no, man. Let me not get off the context of what I'm talking about. So like I said, man. The it was the pandemic time, right? So pandemic time. A lot of people was. I was working at Amazon at the time. Working at Amazon. Why you ain't telling me? I knew you wasn't gonna tell me to take it off. Oh, told you. But anyway, every time. But anyway, working at Amazon, same thing, man. Warning everybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody see me from the last past 10 years? I was saying the same thing. Everybody. Oh, they even gonna say he was crazy. He was in that Bible. He was in them books. I mean, I used to carry a book bag full of books. If you want to try and talk about, I will plot on you. You know what I'm saying? I will plot. You know how people be plotting on hitting a lick on somebody? I'm probably hiding behind a dark corner with a Bible. I'm like one of them the Mormon people. I ain't had no bite though, but yeah, but I was man, I'm telling you, man, I will pull up on you with a book. But but yeah, man, being with the church, that church or that organization for them years taught me a whole lot, man. It taught me communication skills, teamwork skills. Because prior to that, all I knew was pretty much dysfunction. So coming into that, we seen a lot of togetherness. People coming together and making things happen. Of course, like I said, I was a part of the security team. So being a part of a security team, you get to meet everybody. You start, gathering, gaining relationships. You know, I would even, man, I had a little red car. I used to be driving people, trying to get them to come to classes. We would have classes every week. I would go pick up like two, three, four people in my little red car with my wife and my son in his little car seat. But I'm trying to get people to come. And I was successful with getting a lot of people to come there. And there's people with them to this day. You know what I'm saying? I still appreciate, like I say, that organization and what they did for me and for other people for that time being. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, used to did a lot of works, man, with that. A lot of charity. Used to hit shelters, women's shelter, men's shelter. We did a lot, man. Passing off flyers. We did it with them, man. But yeah, up until that time of the lockdown where everything happened. When the lockdown happened, everybody pretty much stuck to who they knew. or who they was with or cool with. You know, it was like a cliquish kind of thing. So, and I think that's natural. But what I will say in that time, what taught me was when it goes down, people are gonna react naturally how they react. I started to see, less phone calls to people that we was cool with. Um, no plan. The Most High showed me a lot in that moment that when it goes down, our people, our people just gonna be where they at, man. And you have to plan or make a plan for your family. And one thing I always thought about was my food, well, our food. You know, if everything was to fall, if the truck stopped coming to the grocery stores, where we gonna get our food from? Where we gonna get our water from? Uh, if we got stuck somewhere, will we be able to sustain ourselves? Will we be able to move around when stuff got real? And that's when I always, that even furthermore led me to want to go to Africa. Um, it was never like a vacation for me. Like a lot of people want to go to Africa to, as a vacation or 3 day spirit, but it was something different for me. And I was used to watch videos on YouTube, right? A lot of videos of different places, of different content creators who left America. Because around this time, there was so many channels popping up, man. I'm talking about so many. So,
That one channel you used to listen to all the time too, was related like kind of real. Uh,
you talking about the sister that came?
my sister, who was that who used to
Wake up,
always-
Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
Right.
I was just watching her video a couple days ago.
Yeah, that too. Listen to that.
But yeah, man, it's something about Africa that always made me think about Africa. I don't know what it was about because the world is a big place, man. The world is a big place. You got Asia, you got Europe, South America. You got many different places. But I noticed around that time it was so many people fleeing to Africa. And I'm gonna bring it together in a minute. But so mind you, I talk to the elder of that church and I tell him like, man, well, I'm asking questions, like, cause my whole plan was to leave together with the church, right? So I'm asking certain questions like, when they go down, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And they basically was telling me like, we basically all just gonna be kind of going our own places, and that's realistically, that's it. Nobody can round everybody up and you go, there's not gonna be no Moses that's gonna be leading people out of, these captive places. So, I decided that me and my family was gonna go to, Tanzania, East Africa at that time. And even more crazy is my auntie. And I mentioned this before. I'm not too good on my father's side. My father passed away when I was young, so his side of the family, I really don't have too much interactions with, let alone my mother's side. But so my auntie let me know my father's side, my father's sister. She let me know, your father has a brother, your Uncle Mike. Your Uncle Mike is over there in Tanzania, because my mother was in conversations with her at the time. And it probably was crazy to a lot of people who heard that I was moving. Like, you moving to Africa? Why are you moving to Africa? But yeah, she's like, yeah, you got an Uncle Mike over there. So I'm like, what? Got an Uncle Mike out of 54 countries in Africa? So yeah, I had talked to him at that time. And I was excited. He was excited. At that time, I didn't even know I had an uncle, to be honest with you. I didn't even know my father had a brother. That's crazy. But yeah, he was in Africa at the time, and he was very welcoming. He's not
from Africa. He's actually African American, what they would say, whatever. But he had a job in Africa at that time, and it just so happened he was in the same country that I was coming to. She's like, yeah, man, come down. You know what I'm saying? He was in Bay at that time. Come down, he accommodated us very well, at that when we went down there. We went to his home. He had built a home in Mbeya. He had a water well. He had a system, built the whole house, bought some land, had a cocoa farm, everything. So that was wild in itself. Been down there a couple times actually. He's very accommodating. Shouts out to my uncle Mike. But anyway, so coming to Africa, what was your first impression, right?
This is our new life.
Come on, you don't have to come right here because they can't hear you. You ain't gotta be on camera. You just gotta at least be heard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, coming. It seemed like it was so much holding us back, coming here. I mentioned this on other videos, all the things we had to go through. Uh, so let me go back a little bit, right? What led us to come to Tanzania? At that time, of course, you had the Dovid. You know what I'm saying? You had the mandatory, campaign. You know what I mean. So in our mind, this whole campaign, they're trying to force this on us and our children. We don't know this could be the mark of the beast or whatever. We about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So but what really drove us or made us decide to come or finally go to Tanzania, there was a president named Magufuli, and I know this can resonate with thousands of other diaspora that came to Tanzania at that time, which a lot of them went back. This president, and look him up, President Magufuli of Tanzania, rest in peace. He's deceased now, but at that time you had the whole world that had to comply with this whole campaign agenda of COVID-19. He was one of the presidents that was like, no. He was urging his people not to get the vax, and he was telling his people, and he actually he went like viral for telling or for testing, because you had those tests, the Dovid test. So he tested a goat and I believe some motor oil or some fruit. Yeah, and it came back positive. So it further led to him not believing or kind of rebelling against that whole Western world agenda. And that's kind of what brought us to Tanzania, along with a whole lot of other people. I'm talking about, I will run into so many people from the diaspora, mostly from America, but I'm talking about black people from Holland, black people from the UK. I'm talking about the house that I moved in. It was a brother from New Orleans, Israelite brother. What you doing over here? Oh man, America about to end. He is there. He was moving out of his place. I'm moving into his place. The sister that was in front of us, she from Florida. You get what I'm saying? When I moved out of that place, it was an Israelite sister moving in from the UK. So that was wild hearing, oh, we have to leave, I can't do the little action right now. I'm tired. But yeah, she was a sister from the UK and she believed, the scriptures like we believe, we the Israelites, all that. But yeah, we finally hit the continent, man. Everything was happening so fast, but it was a beautiful thing. That's when I named my channel Pilgrims in the Earth. As you know, as I always say, it's kind of based on the notion of Abraham having to get up and leave, being told by the Most High to get up and leave, even no matter what you got, no matter where you at in the world, when it's time to go, it's time to go. When the Most High directs you, it's time to put on what you, even if it's just a shirt on your back, and go. That's what I base my channel off of, Pilgrims in the Earth. I believe that's Hebrews chapter 11, I believe, 10 or 11. But Yeah, man, coming to Tanzania, it was a whole new world, man. Whole new world. You remember the day we came to Tanzania?
Yeah.
Can you say right so they can hear you?
You already went to the
When you got off that plane, what you was thinking?
First of all, it was hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
It was so hot.
It was in a dead
It was just like a different environment.
new world.
Another, yeah, a whole new world. It was a breath. It was a breath of fresh air. The environment was more calming, peaceful. I would say not aggressive or irritation in the air. It was just welcoming.
It can be aggressive. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
Not in
that
the
was my
not the aggressive that we know as violent or unsafe.
But it was totally different. The air is totally different. When we got off that plane, actually we made it out the airport is when I was like, okay.
Hmm. Now let's go back. Mind you, there was a lot of uncertainties. Not saying unfaithfulness, but there was a lot of pressure coming because we had a son, right? Azariah, which is he's 4 now. His birthday, he was born November 2020, the 1st of November. So mind you, we had made plans with another couple in that family. They had a family of like 7 people, and we had a family of 4 people. They had the same kind of goal as we did, was to leave America and go to Africa, to the same country. We were all going to go together, same date and everything. The problem was our plane ticket. I mean, we had the same plane ticket. We had the same flight. The only thing that was stopping us is we had a newborn. So I got it. So we had a newborn, and we didn't have his passport. As you know, you need a passport to travel. So when he was born, man, it was so many people applying for passports at that time. I don't know if it's worse now or what it was back then, but I would probably say back then. But it was so backed up. It was even in the news, man. So many people was applying for passports. And I think when something crazy happens, like stuff that's going on now, a lot of war, rumors of wars and things like that, uh, people start panicking. They start scrambling, get ready to go where they need to go. Um, but yeah, at that time, it wasn't the predicted time or the time we was told that we would get that his passport. It didn't happen. I think we was gonna leave December the 4th, a month, huh?
So the way December 14th.
December 14th. That's when our original flight was, but we couldn't go with the people we was gonna leave with, so they had to initially leave by themselves, and we will follow after. So his passport finally came in the mail. We was geeked, man. It was a breath of fresh air. And to be honest, how much money did we leave with, man? I'm talking about going to a country you ain't never been to. Forget West Africa. And I'm glad I didn't go to West Africa because Ghana, man, I heard Ghana is very expensive. Very expensive. Um, I think we probably had about a good 10 piece, $12,000, maybe. But after those flight tickets and everything, man, we probably was about at a good 12,000. Most people I've heard left with, I've heard crazy stories. And I'm telling you, man, some people, they be broke in America and they come to the continent and they flourish. They flourish. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that try to come to the continent, make a living, and it's not what they thought it was, and they go back. So I think it's all about what you're willing to handle and go through. You know what I'm saying? Going to a lot of these countries. What I will say is do your research and things like that. And I will say be patient and be led by the Most High, because a lot of people don't think. And I was talking to my wife about Quran. But yeah, a lot of people think that it's going to be a smooth way. Like, for example, y'all too loud. Coming out of Egypt, we was complaining. We was just talking about this earlier. What What chapter was that? I mean, I know that was in 13, Exodus 13 and 12 or something, right? Because we read to the children every day. So right now we was in Exodus, or we in chapter 14. Yeah, it's Quran there right here. So yeah, this Exodus chapter 14 and 12.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna start at 10, right? Because imagine, because it tell you in the Bible, right, that this place is spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, right? So it would have aspects of it, that it would embody certain things that come from Sodom and Egypt. But let me take you back to Egypt, right? When our people coming out of Egypt, the Hebrews. You ain't gotta say it's my people, whatever. Let's just say the people. Verse 10, 14 and 10. And it said, and when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes. So this is Israel coming out of Egypt, being delivered out of Egypt. And behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves. Because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us. Because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? So mind you, the Most High did all this marvelous miracles to bring the Hebrews out of Egypt, because they were serving in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Captivity, harsh slavery. So he did all these wonderful plagues to deliver his people out. And once they finally make it out, they're complaining to Moses. Oh, you brought us out here because there wasn't no graves in Egypt. Wherefore hast thou dwelt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, or leave us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. I read that because a lot of people, just like our people always thought, a lot of people think when they leave America that they're going to have a smooth red carpet rollout ride to, salvation. And I'm going to tell y'all, man, y'all going to be tested. Y'all going to be tested. Sometimes you got to go broke. Sometimes you got to be stripped of who you thought you was.
Discipline.
Yeah, discipline. In America, all we know was go to work, go to school, go to work, go to school. We have to look at the reality. One thing our people don't look at is the reality of our situation. We're children of slaves, man. we were taken our ancestors were taken captives away out of Africa into a land. And we're the children of those people. Those people didn't just say, the people who took those children didn't just say, hey, our forefathers did a bad thing. Now we're all equal. We're on the same playing field now. No, it don't work like that. Those corporations got rich. Those banks, those people's families, they got rich and still continue to get rich off the labor of our people. So I say that to say this. We have a slave mindset, man. We have I can't leave this cage that I'm used to mindset. So when we leave and we come into the wilderness, we're expecting the same conveniencies, you know, the same things that we used to. So when we run into certain complications, we want to go back to Egypt. And you know what? To some degree, I'm not going to say that that was really me, because there were other things that kind of made me go back. Because I did go back. We did go back to America twice. So we left and came back twice for reasons that kind of were. It wasn't because we couldn't fit into the society, because we hated America. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I can't fit into that society. Um, yeah, we was upset that we had to go back. So yeah, having to go back, it was like, man, I felt so depressed, man. I felt so depressed, and that's how I got into like drinking heavy and being, it was like soon as, because once you come to the continent, it's like a freeness, of a weight lifted up off you. The people are very real or genuine, whether they don't like you or they do like you. Um, oh yeah, okay. So, but yeah, so the people are very like welcoming. You know what I'm saying? The nature. You get what I'm saying? The real food, the quality of the food. You know, seeing the elderly people looking healthy. You know, the sun. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Hey, come here. Um, yeah, but everything about the environment is just natural, man. Everything is natural. So imagine going from that, going into like, hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah, my bad, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Parent life. Hold on, this little fan for a little minute. But yeah, like I said, man, what was I saying? But yeah, going back those two times was very depressing. Um, the people, the actual people. I remember going back the first time, man, and getting off the plane, and I think I went to go get some food, and we was in Chicago, and I'm talking about the people was so rude, man, so rude. You would never know the the slave mentality we have, uh, the magnitude of our slave mentality until you actually step out of America. So it's like seeing a light, and and even now, being in Africa for, my first time coming was almost 5 years ago. But being away now for 2 years, it kind of like, it make me like, ugh, to myself. You know what I'm saying? And to our people. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold y'all. When I went back, I had to go back to work. I had to go punch the clock. So let me turn it on. It's probably kind of loud. But yeah, seeing our sisters, man, dressing naked, seeing our brothers, because our whole culture, our communities is destroyed in America. So that's all I could think about was making it back to Africa. That's all I could think about. And of course, there were a lot of revelations that I'll probably get into later, that secured why I I was in the right place or had the right mindset of leaving. Um, and starting this channel and you know what I'm saying, trying to be an example to a lot of people that want to leave. And I will tell you, if you have it on your spirit to leave, hey man, put that faith on your back, man. Put that armor on because you gonna go through it. You know what I'm saying? That there's not gonna be it ain't an amount of money you can have. It ain't, you know, your security will be the most high. You get what I'm saying? I had to really, you know, we done went broke on the continent, you know, where, you know, all type of things, man, I can get into, you know, losing friends, you know, all type of stuff, man. Just you start to see the world and people for what it really is, man, for what it really is. And most of all, you start to see yourself for who you are. I had to, you know, I went through a lot, man. Like I say, when I went back to America, I got heavy into alcohol because of the depression. So I would come home from work and go grab me a bottle because of the heaviness of the environment of America. You know, it's all negativity now. Um, there's no, it's no good in America, man. I'm telling you. If it is, it's very few, very few. And I pray, you know, our people can get up out of that joint, man. But yeah, so coming to Africa and seeing and running into people who were just like me, saying the same. I'm talking about I done met so many people from Florida, from Michigan, from you know New Orleans to Texas. I'm talking about people just pulling up on me. Hey man, where you from? I'm from. Well, I'm asking. Hey, what are y'all doing out here? Oh man, America about to fall. We ain't going back. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I got so many stories, man. Um, but yeah, actually being on the continent, man, it challenges you, you know. And at that time, the power used to go out a lot. I'm talking about it can just go out black, and you'd be like, "Dang, I want to go back. I gotta go to a hotel." You know, we had to really uh, prepare for those times, man. You know, even going broke because we have all our lives we're dependent on money. You get what I'm saying? We depended on money. And once that money is gone, we don't have the confidence to make something happen or to keep going. You get what I'm saying? So we had to go broke. It built it us up. It built it us up. Our family. I had to literally uh, change my ways. You know, the Most High showed me a lot of my weaknesses. You know, of course, alcohol at that time, a lot of lust. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that I was dealing with. You know, because it's not always easy when you come out when you leave outside of the bubble because you're kind of looking inside the bubble. You're realizing how many people are going to lose their life that you care about. To a lot was going on. That's depressing. You get what I'm saying? And growing into a man. You get what I'm saying? Being a husband, being a father, and I'm sure you know my family had their own struggles. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on in the world. But that's kind of you know what led us to coming to Africa. Um, but yeah, man, I'm gonna still keep dropping content after content, most high willing. Like I said, I'm not looking for money from nobody. I actually, like the scriptures say, be he goats before the flock, because I believe, just like Moses left and the people, he was kind of leading the people out as the Most High being his guidance. Of course, I'm not leading nobody nowhere, but a lot of those people who were the content creators and the examples who left and went to many different places and are still doing that. You know, there's people that went to Asia, you know, a lot of different countries in Africa. A lot of us are he-goats. A lot of us are he-goats. Because when you look at the new technology, how will we connect with our people? Through this internet. So there's something that's coming that's gonna stop this. So this time is for us to connect with y'all and show because we've been lied to about Africa. We've been lied to about places outside of America. We've been taught that America is the safest place, the most secure place, and don't get me wrong, the infrastructure of America is great. Wi-Fi, nah, it's perfect. But when it comes to quality of life, it sucks, man. It sucks. When it comes to safety, it sucks. When it comes to genuineness, what we used to have in our communities, the realness, the love of our culture, that's done, man. That's done. And I've seen it. I seen it before I left. But just to come and leave and go back to it, I was like, oh yeah, this place is finished. It's finished. And to see it today, man, that's all we know. Anything that seems good is gonna get tore down. Anything that's negative is gonna get propped up. So I was like, man, I refuse to raise my children in this dysfunction. So we'll be an hour and 21 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna probably go about a couple more minutes. But yeah, so man, we done lived. Once I got here, I started doing content of showing people cheap properties to rent. You know what I'm saying? First one was like we moved to a nice place. It was like a joint place that we had with another family, which that one was kind of expensive, but it was a nice big place. I'm talking about like almost a 5-bedroom, but a 2-bedroom outside of it. So it was a nice big compound. And one good thing about Africa, a lot of these countries, the quality of the houses are great. The brick, the concrete brick, the marble floors is great. But yeah, and it's cheap. You know what I'm saying? It's cheap to us because we're coming from, the currency of the USD. And that's what kind of holds us up is the USD. So that's why I always tell people, utilize that USD while you still can. Because once it stops, you might be stuck somewhere and you might have to make take harsher avenues to get where you need to go. Of course, I believe the Most High is going to make a way, and make a will for a lot of his people, but it might not be as easy as, because with all these planes crashing and all this wars, because they're at war, man. They're at war. And one thing, when war gets aggressive, there's not going to be no flights. But yeah, so yeah, we got our first place was $300 a month. I showed a video of that. I showed, of course, how the relationship with the landlords, what you have to do as far as that. But this place that was $300 a month, this was like a celebrity place. Literally, a celebrity lived in a house. And the people would think you have money. They looking at us like we have money, but of course we don't have money like they think, or we might have money to them. Who knows? But yeah, it was a nice place, man. I'm talking about, you see mangoes, coconut trees everywhere you move. That's gonna be the standard. Coconut trees, mangoes, banana trees. You're gonna see that in abundance everywhere. But yeah, moved into that place. Moved into another place. I recorded that also. After that place, that was nice too. And I'm talking about secure, you know what I'm saying? And the safety here is, I've never experienced this much safety in my life. So the places that you're gonna pay $300 a month, there's gonna be so much security that you're gonna probably think like, wow, is this really a safe place to live? Because they're gonna have the bars on the windows, they're gonna have the gate, that you can't climb, or the security system. And where I live now, they got cameras, all that stuff. But if you go outside the gate at any time of night, any time of day, it's very safe. You see children, you see women walking around, very safe. But yeah, so the second place I moved into, it was about $250 a month. And that place was bigger. Well, the first place was a 3-bedroom, but it was very small. But it was kind of like a lot of amenities, right? But Yeah, moved to the second place. It was about 250. Very nice place. Very nice neighborhood. I love that place. But the landlord was like, man, he was kind of he was But yeah, man. We had ran through a lot of money, still trying to figure things out. Still coming into ourselves and learning how to work this thing. And one thing I will say, um, a lot of people sell their homes and they looking to leave. I would say this, right? It really don't matter how much money you have. What you should do is try to keep generating income. You get what I'm saying? And because once you figure out the lifestyle that you're gonna live, because a lot of us we try to live the lifestyle that what people in Africa, the locals live, but it's kind of hard to do that. You know what I'm saying? I've tried many times, and I'm not a type of person that's has to spend money or have to have the best of the best. But they live on a very little, and they know who to go to, for to pay less. And I'm not, I'm not no spring chicken. I know who to go to and certain things, but just us being foreigners, you always gonna get looked at as a foreigner. It ain't no way around it. But yeah, I would say have some type of income, and I get into that on my channel too. I would get into that. Um, have some type of income, and it don't have to be a lot of income. Some people do food stamp card hustles, all type of stuff, man. There's so many different ways you can make money when you come from America. Just a tax return alone can sustain you for the whole year in certain countries if you do it right. You know what I'm saying? That's a good income for a lot of people. Um, but yeah, coming to the continent, man, it challenges you, man, because I think in America they spoon feed us so much, man. They spoon feed us to the point where we don't want to do nothing. We don't want to move. We just gonna stay right here. The government got us, and that has been done by design because one day they're gonna rip that carpet from up under you, and you're gonna be a slave to their system. Ain't nobody gonna be working no more anyway. You get what I'm saying? So in our mind, coming to the continent, we gotta do it. I'm telling you, when you got faith, it don't matter how much money you got. If you being led by the Most High and you doing what He said do, man, that money don't mean nothing. The Most High have something happen in your life, and you'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta, man, I'm telling you, we gotta be content with what we have, because I mean, we done had times in our last place, we had ran out, we had went broke. Yeah, we had went broke, man. I wasn't bringing in a lot of income at that time. You know what I'm saying? I had to now, of course we work a lot, we switch off. Me and my wife is a perfect balance. Of course we homeschool our children. Um, but I get up at a certain time and I work most of the day. When I'm done working and she getting up, bam, she get on there and work. You know what I'm saying? When we wake up, we do our homeschool with our children. We switch off. So it's a perfect balance. So I do see a lot of single people that try to make it work, and it's kind of harder. I do believe that being married is two heads better than one. You get what I'm saying? And I'm talking about I seen whole families come out here, and they doing it. They having children on the continent. Of course, we had our son Zamir. He's about to be 2 years old next month. He about to be 2 years old. And my wife is pregnant now. We'll be having a child in a couple months, and of course we'll go through that on our channels and show y'all that process. But yeah, man, if you being led by the Most High, man, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Don't let nobody put fear on you. Don't let nobody hinder you from what the Most High have for you to do. I'm not fear mongering. I'm not doing none of that, but I will say, look into them scriptures nowadays, man, because a lot is about to happen. I'm gonna keep trying to bring edification. I'm not really trying to teach on this one, but I was really just giving y'all, you know, kind of a piece of our journey and why we did what we did. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up off this thing. It's getting late. Peace, man. Peace, peace, peace. Let me see what we got here. Uh, We out.